Mic test. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. If everybody could go ahead and take a seat, we're going to go ahead and start the program. Yeah. The screen's on. This is all right now. Just a quick reminder, everybody, if you'd go ahead and take a seat, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, everybody, if you'd go ahead and have a seat, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 52nd Annual Javelina Athletics Hall of Fame. I'm Alan Harwell. I'm Assistant Athletic Director for External Relations here, 1983 graduate. And it's good to be here. And boy, everybody's all dressed up tonight. We got something special going on, huh? We got a lot. It's going to be a very special night, and we're going to be looking forward to honoring each and every individual here tonight. Well, I know we have some. Well, once you're a Hall of Famer, you're always a Hall of Famer, right? And we got a bunch of them in the audience tonight, and we're going to be recognizing you also later in the program. But it's going to be a fun night. This is one of the largest crowds we've had in quite a while. We have over 300 people here this evening, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. The class of 2024, and it's a great class, and it's going to be a lot of great memories and a lot of great storytelling up here later tonight. Things that you didn't know about your honorees will come out tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll leave it right here in this room. All right. At this time, I'd like to bring up Michael Salinas, Director of Athletics. You know him as a former star football player here back in the day, and of course, head football coach, highly successful, and now he's moved up another notch to Athletic Director, and he's here tonight to welcome you. Michael Salinas.
Thank you, Alan. Good evening. As Alan mentioned, I have the privilege to serve as an athletic director at a really tradition-rich university, and I'm taken back each day I have an opportunity to come to work and do my job. But this is truly a special night. We celebrate all of our inductees tonight. It's about celebrating the success you had at this institution. Each of you spent some time here, built relationships, and had a ton of success. So tonight we want to make sure that we celebrate you and the success you had. Before I get started, I want to recognize a few folks. First, Dr. Robert Vela and his wife, Annalisa. I got a long list early, so you're going to have to bear with me. Our executive leadership team, if you're here, can you please stand and be recognized? We have some of our head coaches with us tonight. This is really a busy time of year for us. We had competitions on campus today. We have some teams on the road traveling and competing today and tomorrow. We have 2 events on campus tomorrow, so if you're still in town, we'd love for you to get out and support our young men and women. Our women's basketball team plays at 1. Our men's basketball team plays at 3. So we'd love to see you out at the games if you're still in town and around. I don't know exactly all of them that are here today, so head coaches that are here today, can you please stand recognized? All right, I think I had them all, but I see Troy Lopez, women's golf, Orlando Salinas, softball, and our new head football coach, Scott Parr. I also want to take a minute to thank the Hall of Fame committee. They took the time to put together a great event tonight. If you're on the Hall of Fame committee, can you please stand and be recognized? Our athletic administrative team, our team worked hard to get this event put together. They put a lot of time and effort into it. So all of the athletic administrators that are here today, can you please? They're still working, I guess. All right, lastly, I hope everybody can hear me, but lastly, I want to thank Gloria Buff from the Office of Advancement. She worked hard to put this event together. Her, along with Hannah Lance, got everything prepared and ready for you guys and all the requests you had for table changes and where you wanted your table and who you wanted at your table. So, Gloria, I think she's in the back, if you can wave. I want to recognize a couple special guests that are with us tonight. First off, Coach Ron Harms. Coach Harms had an impact on thousands of young men's lives in his time here, mine included. He's also one of the winningest head football coaches in all of Division II football. I also want to recognize the Javelina Letterman's Association that has bought a table today. Scott Dodds, he runs our Javelina Sack Club. I believe we got Mayor Sam Fugate with us as well. Yes. Commissioner Chuck Schultz, I believe, is here as well. Lastly, former Director of Athletics, Steve Roach. And former President, Dr. Mark Hussey. Thank you guys for getting me back to Kingsville 5 years ago, so I appreciate you two gentlemen. I'd also like to recognize any foundation board members that are with us, past or current members. Okay, I think I'm through all the thank yous, so it's great to have all of you with us this evening. This is a special night for you as inductees. It's a little special, a little extra special for me tonight as I get to celebrate the accomplishments of two of my classmates in my time at Kingsville. We want to welcome all of you and your family back to Kingsville. What a great opportunity we have to reflect on the past and celebrate your successes tonight. I hope that as you're on campus tonight and this weekend, you feel the love and appreciation we have for each and every one of you. We have a tradition-rich history in this department because of what you've done in your time as a Javelina. We stand on a solid foundation because of all those that have come before us, and many of you are in the room today. Our student athletes know that the people that have come before them have worked hard to leave a legacy for our current student athletes to follow. They know that when they come to Texas A&M Kingsville, they're a part of something bigger than themselves. It's truly an exciting time to be a Javelina. I believe we're in the midst of transformational times at this university. Currently, we've experienced 4 consecutive semesters of increased enrollment, and that's due in large part to Dr. Vela and his leadership team. Really excited about what they've done in that regard for us. We have a lot going on our campus right now, but what we're most excited about in the athletic department is we're part of Dr. Vela's vision as he moves forward and continues to move our brand forward. We have a great opportunity. I believe we got a great opportunity to continue to be a staple in this region, in the state of Texas, and nationally. Currently, our student athletes, just to brag on our student athletes a little bit, are carrying a GPA of 3.01. Our coaches are doing a great job recruiting student athletes that are selling on and off the field and in the community as well. We want to make sure that when they get here, they leave with degrees. That's the challenging part, right? We want to make sure that we get these young men and women on campus and we turn them into champions in life. In the last 3 years, we've graduated over 385 student athletes. Our coaches have an opportunity to impact students at a time in their life that's truly transformational. All of us were impacted that are here today, you Hall of Famers, ex-players, by some people in this room. So it's something that we don't take lightly. As we get a chance to visit with our student athletes, in a different role now as the athletic director, I get to talk to them from a different light. But when I do get to visit with them, I share with them that the banners are going to fade, the trophies and rings are going to tarnish, and many of you have plenty of those. But what's not is the relationships that we build, right? The relationships that myself and many of you in the room today developed right here in University-Kingsville. And that's why this place is special. So to see all of you for the last hour reconnect, to see you visit and picking up where you left off years ago for some of us, right? I'm not going to age us. That's what it's truly about, right? That's what the experience, that's what the Javelina way, that's what Texas A&M Kingsville has provided for so many of us. So, again, we appreciate all of you for being a part of this history and for being with us tonight. I want to take a few minutes to share a few words about our current president, Dr. Robert Vela. We have an opportunity to work for a great leader on this campus. As the athletic director, I don't think I could work for a better president. He understands intercollegiate athletics, and he's invested in our success. When we talk about the vision for our athletic department, it's his vision. It's the vision he has for this institution. He understands where we want to go in the future. He has a plan to transform where we currently are and to get us to the next step. We're fortunate to have a president that values athletics and continues to put us on the front porch of this university. We have positive changes. We have positive changes happening all over this campus, and it's because of his leadership. So thank you all for being here tonight. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Alan to honor our first inductee.
I tell you, Mike's come a long way in his announcing. I remember back when I used to interview him all the time. It was very short answers, but now look at him. He can go forever. You know, yeah. So congratulations, Michael. All right. Anybody know Fred Noosh? Let me hear it. Okay. Fred, come on up. Now, we talked about a lot of, it says previous Hall of Famers in the program, but actually they're still current Hall of Famers. But he's going to come up here and talk about them a little bit. Fred's been doing this for a long time. We're going to give him, I got to talk a while because it takes him a while to get up here. So, although we put you back on the third row this year, so we're moving you up a little bit more every year. You okay? All right.
If you didn't put me on the back row, I could get up here faster. No, I want to, first of all, say that this Hall of Fame is very unique. It was started in 1972, and there have been a lot of Division I, Division II, Division III schools that have asked for our guidelines to set up their Hall of Fames similar to the one that we have here. It's been so successful. It's been, I would challenge any college in the country to have a better, more impressive list of Hall of Fame members than the Javelina Hall of Fame has. We've got great players, great athletes, great coaches, great administrators, and like I say, anytime you want to challenge the Javelina Hall of Fame, I don't care where you are, what school, we'll be glad to compare our people with yours, and I think we would end up being on top. But we are very proud of our people here. Tonight, this group here is just outstanding, and it's this way every year, which is really outstanding. And because of you and because of the people we have in the Hall of Fame, well, first of all, let me do what I'm supposed to be here for. Would all the Hall of Fame people who are in the Hall of Fame already, would you please stand and be recognized? more great names to go into our Hall of Fame. And because of our Hall of Fame, we can still always use our motto that we've used here for years, and there's nobody can disprove it. The Javelina pride is very, very justified.
All right, Fred, you did good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to be honoring some really special people this evening. And before we start dinner tonight, we want to bring up one gentleman here for our first honoree tonight to really honor him, kind of put him in the spotlight, which he deserves. He's been with the university in so many different capacities, especially starting since 1966. So our first honoree tonight, heading into the Javelina Hall of Fame, please welcome to the stage Joe Cusack. Mic test. Mic test. We on? Okay. Come on up, Joe. Boy, that's a good-looking Hall of Fame trophy right there. And I know it's been a long time coming. If you'll take a seat, I'll hand you the microphone. So Joe began here back in 1966. Again, we talked about the fact he worked in many, many different capacities, and we'll get into that here in a short bit. But he was a longtime official, 5 different sports. Is it true they booed you when you walked into the gym back in the day?
Every school.
All right, hold the mic up to hold it up a little bit. There you go. I was told today they booed you when you walked in, but I find that hard to believe.
It's the truth. But they paid me, and that's all that counts.
There was no basketball gym that you didn't know, right?
Right.
We'll talk a little about what stands out from because you told me that was the thing you really wanted to talk about tonight was
What
officiating.
stands out for me is 63 years of coaching basketball, and now I'm a coach at the college. Javelina College. But Johnny said, Cusack, you can come and be the honorary coach for one night.
Uh-oh.
So I said, Johnny, thank you very much for inviting me. Of course, I asked him about 20 times before he let me come. But you can't see it, but I have a picture of him here, and this picture says, he's talking to the stands now, the fans. He says, fans, this is Joe Cusack. He's our honorary coach for tonight only. You will not have to see him again. But he's been bugging me for 20 years to get up on the stage and behave, So, but I love Johnny, and I hate the thought he left me behind and went off to some North Texas school where my son graduated at, So, but anyway, Johnny, you're all right.
All right, I gotta ask you this. I'm going to get this out of the way, all right?
Okay.
But you were the director of cheerleaders here for several years.
19 years. At 19 years, I was a cheerleader. I told my wife I was a coach, but she said, you were no coach. You don't know anything about cheerleading. Okay, so I don't know anything about cheerleading. I know how to drive a van. I know how to check the girls into the hotel. I know how to take them down to Mexico, you know. And I'll tell you later about that. But I can say we had the greatest cheerleaders in the world. The 20 years, 19 years I had them. Let me tell you what, they were the greatest. They went to every single home game and away game. We would leave here on Friday at 3 o'clock and we'd drive nonstop to eastern New Mexico. We got there, we'd check in the motel, sleep for 2 hours and go to the game. And then after the game, we'd drive back another 700 miles. And they were fantastic. They also, Dr. Torres, he helped support us, and we did all kinds of crazy things, like we went ahead and rode bicycles from McDonald's out here to Nacogdoches. We carried the football. That was one of Dr. Torres' deal. We also roller skated to San Marcos. And we also rode a bike to San Angelo. But it was a lot of fun, very dangerous. We got hit by an HEB truck. And he was coming over the hill in Mathis, and he didn't see us, and he was coming like 70 miles an hour. And when he tried to put his brakes on, he slid around and hit our security man, who just had a brand new A&I car. So.
Oh, man. Hey, let me ask you real quick. I know you have stories for everything. What's your connection with the Detroit Tigers baseball team?
My Detroit Tigers, they're my favorite team. They didn't never win, but they're my favorite team. I tell you, my Detroit Tigers, on April the 23rd of some year, I don't know what it was, I signed a contract. It was in 1955. I signed a contract to play for the Ionia Packers, a minor league team of the Detroit Tigers. But this never happened, because on June the 6th, I was drafted into the United States Navy for 6 years. But I never did get to play for the Tigers. But I did get to sit in the bleachers, you know, the $5 ones, $5 bleachers.
Hey, what does it really mean to be in the Javelina Athletic Hall of Fame after all these years?
It's wonderful. It's great. I know there's some people out here that put me in there, and I appreciate it. The money's in the mail.
How much money?
As much as they want. And I tell you, my wife has more than I got.
But we talked about this. You said this was going to be one of the biggest nights ever.
Ever. I got 33 of my relatives here. I just hope to go home early.
That's why we put you first.
Because I'm on a budget, you know. Yeah, I'm on a budget because our president that we have now doesn't pay too good.
I'm going to let you follow up with that one. Well, I tell you what, we couldn't have a finer person that has done it all on this campus. I mean, we'd be here all night if we talked about all the departments that you worked in. I know the sub, you were in charge of so many different organizations. I mean,
the biggest thing was that I was in cheerleaders when the football team won 42 games and they got tied. They won the 43rd game, and the 44th game, we got beat by some little school up there in Commerce, Texas. Only reason we got beat because it was pouring down rain and we couldn't see the football.
Well, Joe, congratulations. You're officially now a Javelina Hall of Famer. They can never take that away from you. Congratulations.
That's right, Alan. But I'll tell you something, Alan. my 15 minutes is not up yet. I would like to thank some people that have made my life great. I would like to thank President, what's his name? Robert Vela. Let me tell you about Robert. He's the nicest guy in the world. I tell you what, I made a mistake. I kicked him out of the game room when he was a freshman here, and he come back to haunt me. I would like to, he's gone now, but I'd like to mention, Manuel Ubanez. Manuel Ubanez got me a job here in the sub, and I appreciate it very much. And Vice President Elcio Torres give us money so we could travel all over the state. We did about 75 judge shows, and he sent us to Mexico to do shows in Mexico and to do the international cheer in the Mexico City. Other people I'd like to mention, I would like to mention, I'd like to mention Tony Alvarez, my boss. He was a great boss. And Frankie Reno was a great boss. I had the two best bosses on campus. Didn't pay very good, but I had them. And the two people, these are the last two people. Notice I got four. Omar Gonzalez, the greatest coach of Javelina. I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't know you'd come tonight. I thought, Johnny, when you left, you went to, where'd you go, Johnny?
North Texas.
You went North Texas. Okay. You coming back?
Thank you, wife, please.
Thank you. You got second.
Mary.
You're up next. But
Mary Cusack.
I'm going home early. I've been with Johnny and Omar for 9 years. No, I'm sorry. Omar for 9 years. Johnny, 7 years. But I was with Johnny when he was here as a freshman and a sophomore and a junior and a senior. And then he went to the Naval Air Station. Oh, I'm not going to say that, John. I'm not going to say anything about that. So anyway, that's about all I got. No, I got my page here. I'm just getting relaxed. My last game of officiating, 65 years, was February 27th at Driscoll, Texas. My favorite place, because they always paid good and they let me come back. A lot of schools didn't let me come back. And personally like to thank Crispin Trevino. When I had a little sickness here a while back, he took care of me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate Jackie Flores. She always feeds me because she knows I'm hungry.
Well, Joe, it's been fun, and you're going to stick around and watch everybody else tonight, right? Okay. Okay. Joe Cusack, everybody. Congratulations. You did good. Oh, you did good. Great. I'd like to make a quick announcement. I hope they're still back there. But anyway, we're selling Yetis and button-down Javelina shirts back there, and you can't buy them in the stores. This is the only place you can find them. So We got the Javelina Yetis and some shirts back there. Be sure and check those out before you leave tonight. I don't think you can find them anywhere else. All right, we're going to go ahead and serve dinner here. But first things first, we're going to do the invocation. So if you'd bow your head, please. Oh, Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for the blessings of this food tonight, Lord. Thank you for the blessings of all these great athletes who return here tonight. Great stories, great memories, Lord. Thank you for watching over them, Lord. We just ask that you watch over our families, our friends, our colleagues, our workers. Keep them safe, Lord. Keep them healthy, Lord. We just want to be a bright light in a dark world, Lord. Guide us along that path. We praise your name. Thank you for the blessing of this food. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, they'll bring the food out to your table and enjoy your food tonight. All right, I know a lot of you are still eating, but we need to kind of get back on track here, so we're going to continue the program now. Before we start, we have a short video that we want to play you. It is short. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds because I wrote it, so I know exactly how long it is. But when Dr. Javelina came on board here a couple of years ago, he and then athletic director Steve Rhodes had a vision that we really needed to improve our athletic facilities big time. So if you remember, if you were here 2 years ago, we made a promise that we were going to upgrade the football locker room, $2.5 million worth. We came back the following year, and it was done. We had a video last year that showed what that locker room looked like. So now we're moving on over to the weight room. We're doing a major renovation of the weight room from the bottom up. I mean, everything's getting out of there. In fact, they're working on that weight room right now. So I want you to watch this short video, give you kind of an idea that this is where we're going next, and it's just one of many of the athletic facilities that we'll continue to attack and improve and make it better so we can compete with every team in the Lone Star Conference. Take a look.
That leg will drive you up. Back leg will push you forward. Good, use your arms.
For nearly 25 years, the James H. Clement Center has served thousands of Javelina student athletes. You know, it's been a great venue for those wanting to improve their athletic performance. But you know what? The time has come for a makeover, and we're talking about a big-time renovation. From the ground up, new flooring, new platforms, new weights, and more racks. Javelina Athletics Director Mike Salinas says, you know what? It's time to take sports performance to the next level.
Well, we want to show positive change, and the weight room is a place that's going to have a direct impact in all of our sports programs. We have over 350 athletes on a weekly basis that train in here, so being able to add new equipment is going to enhance the student-athlete experience.
And that student experience will be enhanced with more workstations. The bottom line, it's simple. Student athletes will now be able to get more work done in the same amount of time.
So for instance, the racks that are behind me currently, they take up a large footprint. The racks that we add will take up less space. They'll provide opportunities to pull, squat, and push. Those are the movements that we can do within the weight room itself. Now we have 10 stations where you can get work done. We will bump that up to 15 stations. So for instance, if we had a 3-person rotation, that's 45 student athletes that could be working at one time. We're right now with 10. We're not able to do that, and it ends up taking more time, and the kids are very busy throughout the course of the day.
And for those student athletes who will benefit greatly by the renovation, well, they can't wait for the changes.
I think the thing that excites me most about the weight room is allowing us to have more space, to work out. They're going to bring a lot of this stuff up, move a lot of the things that are kind of making this space cluttered. So allowing us to have more space, getting more people around weights, getting more people to motivate each other, I think that's the thing that excites me the most.
I think it's going to improve us with our strength development, and I think it's going to help us become a better athlete on the field, just increasing our strength development.
And while this major makeover will indeed provide better overall experience, Coach Pick reminds us all you can only take advantage of the new equipment by putting in the work, which is vital for every student athlete to get where they want to be.
Is it a critical part? I believe so. All of these athletes have to move. There is no sport where we're sitting down. Because we have to move, we can ask the question, how well do we move? And that's where training comes in. The better we can move, the better we can perform our sports-specific skills. And if we can raise that level of performance, we can improve our athletic performance.
All right, there you have it.
Lead leg is in front. That leg will drive you.
All right, there you have it. So that weight room is going to look beautiful when it's all said and done, and they're working on it right now, and should be done here very, very shortly. Right now, it's like the opposite. They're working outdoors in the cold underneath the football stadium over there by underneath the seats. But anyway, they'll be back indoors soon, I promise you. Speaking of sports performance, quick announcement. Got some breaking news for you. Just found out the the Lone Star Conference Indoor Track Championships are going on right now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We found out today we're off to a really good start. The Javelina track team. We won 2 gold medals today. So congratulations to the track team. Tomorrow will be the really big day, so we'll even get more medals, I'm sure. So our track team, Coach Ryan Dahl, is doing an outstanding job with them. All right, well, you ready for some more inductions? Let's go ahead and get this started now. We're going to bring up the 1984 men's and women's cross country team. And of course, they're led by their coach, Reed Harder. Come on up, everybody. Pre-grad, so we can all relate to age here. Now, not everybody's here tonight, but I do know from the women's side. Why don't y'all go over there? From the women's side tonight, we have Delia Guerrero. Yeah, can you hear me now? How about now? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, so not everybody is here this evening, but we do have quite a few that were able to make it tonight. I know on the women's side, we have Delia Guerrero, Gloria Lopez, Christina Magana, and Janice Simmons is here tonight. So congratulations, ladies. On the men's side tonight, joining us in person to get their very special awards tonight is David Garcia, Orlando Gonzalez, Simon Guerrero, Zeke Hernandez, Felix Horta, Tony Jaramillo, Jesse Luguez, Stacy Witt. Congratulations, everybody. All right, congratulations, everybody. We're going to bring up Reed Harder now. Reed, that's a good-looking award you got there.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Can I say something?
I guess. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank Coach Harms. Without the support that he gave the program, it wouldn't have happened. I want to also thank Fred Noosh, who is like an assistant coach. I have with me at my table Homer Martinez, Robert Gonzalez, Hall of Famers. They brought the road before us, and Coach Von Murray, who followed in my footsteps, and Keith Hudson, and John Rivera, who helped build the culture. And Coach Sean Flanagan from Corpus Christi, A&M, and a good competitor and the enemy. Thank you.
Well, I tell you what. So 1984, the men won the gold medal, and talk about dedication. I mean, come on. Not everybody likes to run. Let's be honest, okay? How many in here love to run? Raise your hand. Who hates to run? Raise your hand. All right. Hey. Okay. How do you get these guys to be motivated when you get them up early every morning? I'm assuming that's what you did. I don't know. You tell me.
It was mandatory, and I would tell them that the hardest thing is putting your shoes on, and once you get your shoes on, it's commitment.
Well, let's talk about commitment. How tough was it to get it into their head if they want to win the whole thing? Here's what they're going to have to do.
I didn't feel sorry for them. It's just the way it is. If you're a long-distance runner, you just have to put in the work, and there's no shortcuts. And the fella Joe, the first honoree, he talked about roller skating all the way to Nacogdoches. Well, these guys and these ladies, they ran all over this town. They wore out the asphalt.
And, more importantly, these men and women have gone on to make great careers out of themselves as well. You got any stories about that?
Several of them were college coaches, and several of them have been premier high school coaches throughout the area. And I'm probably as proud as I am of anything else, because they're carrying on the tradition of educating other people.
So you had to coach both men and women. So what was that like, having to combine the two?
Most of my coaching career, I coached both men and women, and I was equally unforgiving with the ladies. They had to work hard too, and I didn't feel sorry for anyone.
What about the women? Talk about them. I know they came in third that year, but the competition was stiff, I know.
Yeah, I think probably the most important thing is that people don't realize is that the first NC2A championships for women's at Division II level was 1982. So when we started the cross-country team, our first cross-country team was 1983. And so we were right at the very cutting edge of women's athletics. And I very much believe in that, and very much provided the opportunity for women. And in a short few years after I was here, Coach Von Murray led both the men's and women's team in 1986 to win the Lone Star Conference Championship in cross country, and they're also in the Hall of Fame.
Well, yes. I talked to a lot of the women and the men, and this is a big deal for them. I mean, to come back to the campus and see it. A lot of them hadn't been here in a long time. And this is a special night for them, and for you too. I know. So what's going through your mind right now?
I just, I'm getting older too, and so it is good for me to come back here and share this with people I really love.
And you came in all the way in from Idaho, where it's warmer, right?
Yeah,
than it is here?
Actually, it's about 50 degrees there today. So, but a week ago, it was 3 degrees in the morning. So it feels colder here, actually, because there's more humidity.
Well, Reed, it's fantastic that you came down. It's great to see everybody here tonight, and they're all now officially Javelina Hall of Famers. You are too. Thank you so much for what you've done for the program.
And thank you, everybody.
All right, Reed Harder, the 1984 cross-country team. And you get to take that back with you, so all righty. All right, the induction ceremonies continue on now. Let's bring up Lloyd Lewis. Lloyd, where are you? Come on up. There he is. Lloyd Lewis, one of the all-time great football players to play to put on the Javelina uniform. All right, Lloyd, come on up. Good to see you, sir. How are you? All right, man. You look like you can still play. I'm not kidding about that.
I'm fooling a lot of people today.
Well, you were around during almost the same time that the cross country team was here, because you played here from what, 80 to 83?
Yes.
Yes, and you played on both sides of the line, didn't you?
Played a mostly offensive guard. My senior year, I played a little linebacker and offensive guard as well.
So coach knew that you were a vital player. You could go both ways, and I mean that was back in the day. I mean, was there a lot of that going on?
Well, I think they knew that I can play offensive guard. Linebacker was an experiment, but it worked out real well for me. It helped me because when I went into the professional ranks, it was defense. I had to switch over.
Well, I tell you what, he was so good that he was a first-team All-American, Lloyd Lewis, during his time here. He was so good that he was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in the 7th round. You probably read that in your program. And then you went on to play in the CFL. You played for the Houston Gamblers.
Yes.
For several years, you made quite a career out of it. I think you set some records along the way. You had 91 career sacks in the Canadian Football League.
Yes.
So here you are, this great offensive guard, and then he becomes, a defensive monster man, right?
Well, they said I always should have played on the defensive side, but I learned a lot from players and that were older than me, and they had the experience. And it, just like anything else, hard work pretty much pays off.
Yes, sir.
In situations like that.
So let's talk about your career here at here in Kingsville. What stands out? What really? I know there's a lot of great memories, a lot of great games, but what really sticks out in your mind?
I think it was they had. I believe at that time they had just came off a national championship in '79, and I was excited about that. But basically, and I was the only school that was recruiting me to play offensive guard because I was, about 6'2", 210 pounds, and I was light. And but they gave me the opportunity to play at the position that I wanted to play, and so it's pretty good. It worked out pretty good for me. I got better with it, and the faith that Coach Holmes had in me as a freshman to start me, and knowing that my size, I wasn't all that big, but it really was good of him to do that because that really helped me to get better, year to year.
What did you think about the environment here at A&M Kingsville? We all know this is a great Division II program, a lot of great history, big crowd showed up. I mean, that fired you up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it was different, from coming from Dallas, and
South Oak Cliff, I believe,
yeah,
right?
South Oak Cliff, yeah. It was a little different. I had to get adjusted, but it didn't take long to get adjusted to smaller town living. Matter of fact, I think it was good because I didn't get lost in the shuffle. But I enjoyed being here in Kingsville for the 4 years that I was here, but I always come back and visit players that like Jefferson and all of those that were still playing in behind me. But it was a great time. Had a good time.
What does this mean to be a Javelina Hall of Famer now officially? What's going through your mind now?
I think to be recognized with some of the best. I think the one thing that really stands out to me is that I didn't know this when I came here, but Eugene Upshaw. You know, that's the first name that come to mind. And I didn't know that he even went to Texas A&M University. And I found out that he went, and I loved the Raiders when I was coming up, and he was one of my players that I liked watching play. Him and Conrad Dobler were the two players that I liked. And but that was amazing to be able to. Then I knew that okay, you don't have to go to a big school in order to get recognized, and so that's the best thing about it.
Absolutely, 3 Hall of Famers.
Yes.
I mean, we asked Texas A&M how many they have compared to us.
Don't
right?
know.
Yeah, that is for sure. Well, you look like, are you working out? You look like you're standing. I mean, you got a year left, maybe. I mean, seriously.
Well, you know, I got a wife that stays on my back about my health, you know, and so I try to keep my weight down. I try to make sure I eat my vegetables and. You know, so that's the only thing that really works out for me.
So what are you doing now? What?
Matter of fact, for the past, I would say about 25 years, I've been an owner-operator driving trucks. I come down here to Brownsville a lot. Matter of fact, going to SpaceX down in Brownsville, but I'll be hauling nitrogen. That's what I haul down there, But like I say, every now and then I come by and give a little wave on 77 and keep on going, you know.
Well, Lloyd, we are so glad that you were able to make it here tonight, and you are now officially a Texas A&M Kingsville Javelina Hall of Famer. Congratulations,
Thank
Lloyd
you.
Lewis.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right. That's when I get his age, that's what I want to look like right there, okay? Okay. All right. All right, Chris Hensley, where are you, man? Come on up. Football. Chris Hensley. All right, Chris, come on up. Good to see you. You know, Chris is a familiar face around here. You know, he comes, he barbecues in the tailgating, does it at baseball games, comes and watches his daughter play volleyball. I mean, you're on campus quite a bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. Yeah.
And you're a 2-time Hall of Famer now because the 94 team went in, and now, you know, now you're an individual.
That's right. Yes, sir.
You know, everybody thinks this guy's nice. You know, he comes across looking really good and, you know, says all the right things. But I got to tell you, there was a day at Portland State back in, was it 94?
Yeah.
That this man became a different person in a playoff game. The guy had never had an unsportsmanlike penalty called against him ever, but on that day, he had back-to-back unsportsmanlike, almost got tossed out. What was going on? I thought you were Lily White, but apparently not.
We need to get Harms up here because I think he went to Cundiff and asked him to take me out of the game. Did you not, Harms, at that point? Like, what is going on? He said, and Cundiff said, I ain't touching Hensley right now. I ain't messing with him.
Well, tell us the story.
Well, our defensive end at the time, Sean Holcomb, I know y'all know who Sean Holcomb is. Yeah, he was playing with a fractured ankle, so nobody knew it but our teammates. And he went down late in the third quarter and was in pain, and the other team was not saying some good things about him. So I just went off and let the other team know that they were not going to do anything the rest of the game in a very nice way. I pointed at the running back, the quarterback, and every other team member and told them that basically their game was over. So And I got 15 yards back to back, and they were down to the 6-yard line, I believe. And I think the defense held them. I had a sack, I think back-to-back sacks, and they missed a field goal. Then we ended up winning that game, I think 19-6 or something, or 19-13 or something. But they didn't do anything after that.
I think now you would have been tossed out with the way the rules are going now.
Yeah, every game I would have been tossed out. We led with our helmet. We launched. We did all the stuff you can't do anymore. So.
Back when football was a man's game, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I would have been out of every game, and I just thank Ruben for keeping me in every game. Thank you, Ruben. I remember.
So this guy was an outstanding linebacker. I mean, he was an All-American, first-team All-American your senior year, right?
Yes, sir.
Who do you lay claim to your coaching ability? Who coached you to be a great?
Coach Cundiff, of course. Everybody knows Richard. I wish he could have been here, but he was one of a kind, and he got the most out of me. Obviously, I thank the Lord for my abilities and my mom raising me right and my dad. But Cundiff was the one that got everything out of me, and he would tell me I'd have 10 tackles in the first half, and the defense would have 3 points, and we'd be up 30-3, and he'd be yelling at me at halftime. Chris, they're running all over you, Chris. They're running all over you. I'm like, Coach, they have -3 yards, no first downs. Like, what is going on? But he knew that would just motivate me to keep playing. So it was exactly what I needed. So.
You played pretty much injury-free also, too, right? I mean,
no injury-free.
Oh, okay.
Rube, do we have that medical? Do we have that? I think Ruben has my file, but it's not medical-free. But that's part of the game back when we played.
Well, you played from 94, 97, and you had great games throughout your career. What else stands out besides that Portland State game?
93 to 97, actually, but
okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. Well, according to Coach Harms,
I had a medical redshirt year in 96, but.
Okay.
I don't know, what stands out is just the teammates. I got them here. Every one of my roommates are here, my teammates over here that are here I played with. Just the camaraderie. We're still friends to this day. We go on trips together.
With your wife.
Yeah, my wife.
What's that about?
I actually met my wife here in 95, so yeah.
Okay.
So she was the one that was the rock that, kept me in line, most of my life. So.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But is there another game that really stands out that, you felt like that, you played above?
Yeah, it was probably Pittsburgh State next year, 95 semifinals in overtime. I think I tied the school record in tackles, and the tackle that I would have gotten or needed to get at the end cost us the game. So I remember that for the rest of my life.
Well, that's all right. I mean, you've had a pretty good career. Tell us what you're doing now. Everybody wants to, we see you at the games all the time. You're still very much involved.
Yeah, my family's here, my daughter's here, my son was here, and he's taking a step away from school, but I'm here to support the Javelinas any way I can. I still cook for the Alumni Association, the Letterman's Association. Me and Gabe Garza, we cook every weekend at home games, and we try to give back some of that, stuff that we had here. And we try to give back to the new recruits and their families when they come through. So I enjoy it.
I tell you what, and it's very much appreciative. I know that. I mean, when we see Chris show up, we know it's going to be a good eat that time.
Yeah.
So what does this night mean to you? I mean, this is you got a lot of awards. I mean, All-American awards and all this kind of All-Lone Star Conference, this and that. But what does it mean to be in the Hall of Fame of where you played football at?
Well, I don't want to tear up, but it means a lot because of the work we put in. And you're not looking at awards back then. You're looking at winning the ultimate prize back. And that's all we ever want to do is win the national championship. We got there one time in semifinals twice, but fell short. But just what we did on the field with my teammates, and I'll remember that for the rest of my life, and there's nothing that can replace it. You can't explain it unless you've actually lived it, So.
Well, I know when you found out that you were going to be in the Hall of Fame, that was a pretty emotional moment for you.
It was for my daughter. She's a senior. She played volleyball, and she's graduating this year. And I just wanted to have this honor while she's still in school here. So I wanted her to, be proud of me and, my son and my wife and my family. And they've always told me they're proud of me, but there's no bigger honor than this that I can think of. So I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life.
Well, this is your night, and we appreciate all that you've done for the university and the things that you continue to do. It's just unbelievable that the kind of career you had. Because playing linebacker, come on, man, you're right in the middle of everything.
It's awesome. There's no better position. There's nothing better than being the hunter instead of being the hunted. So nothing better.
So did you I know you study film,
Yes, sir.
but knowing your psyche, did you zero in on these running backs, guys that you knew, quarterbacks that you were going to have to chase down? I mean, talk about your preparation.
Yeah, we studied film, and in the beginning I studied a little too much because I didn't go to class. My first semester I had a .09 GPA, and Cundiff came up and he said, "Chris, you're not eligible for next year." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I study film every day, I go to practice. I didn't know school was even a part of it. So. It's about winning, right? It's about Javelina football. It's about winning. It's preparation and watching film. So, needless to say, I went to summer school that summer, got a 4.0, and I didn't have, no more academic probation after that. But I learned my lesson.
Well, besides looking at film, looking at some of the guys you knew you were going to have to stop in particular ball games, what did you do to prepare yourself? Did you get mad, get angry, or what motivated you?
It was just the game. Nothing. Everybody asked me. I know y'all know Matt Pickle. He's in the Hall of Fame. He was a friend of mine, really good friend of mine. He always asked me, "Chris, how do you flip the switch when it's game time?" I said, "I can't teach you that. I don't understand it. When it's time to play, right before in the stretching, I just became a different person." And there's no explaining it. It's just the competition, wanting to be the best on the field. And my defensive line, oh my goodness, Cundiff would yell at them if they didn't at least hold 2 or 3 offensive linemen to keep them off of me. So I had a great defensive line that kept me free to make plays most of the time. So.
Were you one of those guys that don't talk to Chris before the game because he's getting psyched up for this?
It was not an issue for me. I was a normal guy all the way up until we got out for stretching. I don't know if anybody knew Andre Franklin, but when he did the hogs, when he did that speech right before, then we went to stretch, that's when I flipped it on. But I would talk to anybody up to that point, even after. I was never, nobody. I didn't turn anybody away if they asked me about anything. I was just a normal guy off the field.
Well, you didn't lose very many games, did you?
No, sir. I didn't lose very many games at all.
So you didn't really have to, you know how it is when you lose a game. You can't get out of your mind until you play the next game. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's just the winning persona that was here when I got here. You didn't have to learn anything. It just was part of who you were. As going to practice, the guys before you, they showed you the way in practice. You learned from the guys in front of you. You learned from the guys behind you. And then it was just go to work and put in the work and make it happen. There was nothing special that makes you want to be that person. But there was 2 or 3 guys deep in every position. We had to, you had to play at a high level to maintain your job. And we loved to play. Back in the day, we flew around and we made plays, and we picked each other up, and we did everything we could to make each other better. So.
All right, and it all led to this right here,
That's
Javelina
right.
Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Right. Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
Chris Hensley.
Thank you.
2-time Hall of Fame.
Good job. Thank you.
Boy, you did bring a crowd. Look at them all over there. All right. All right, we're going to continue on now with our inductees. Nikisha Moulton, come on up. All right, track and field. But, look at her. I'm serious. You could still, I mean, you look like you're still a college kid.
I am.
You
No,
are.
not-
Well, you're
Thank you.
coaching, right? You're doing some coaching?
Yes, I am. I'm actually started last year. So this was a great opportunity for me actually to give back. I've been wanting to do that for so long. I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that poured into me. So it's really good to give back. So I started with the Moreno Valley Rockets last year, and this year I'm doing God's First. And yeah, so yeah, I love working with the youth.
So you were here, what, 2 years? Because you transferred in from California school,
Yeah,
right?
so I was here for like 2.5, but yes, I
Okay.
came from California State Stanislaus.
Okay,
So, yes.
and then you came in and you set all kind of records from the
Thank
get-go.
you. Thank you. Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, so yes, I was a heptathlete, so that's 7 events in 2 days that you have to do. So that's one event that I did. I did the 60-meter hurdles. I did the 55-meter hurdles. I did the 100-meter hurdles, the 400-meter hurdles, which is definitely one of the hardest races. Guys, we did the relay together. I have my teammates over there. Love you guys. Yeah.
You know, I got notes here. I mean, they go forever on my, on my Dallas Cowboys pad here that Henry gave me. Henry, remember you gave this to me? Yeah. We're gonna win this year, buddy. we're gonna turn things around. Super Bowl or bust. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get back on track here.
Okay.
So, in my notes here, I mean, you were, All-American. I mean, like you said, the 60-meter hurdles, the 100-meter hurdles. And these are hurdles. They're not just running, but you're jumping.
Yes. Love the hurdles, yes.
Where'd you get all this talent from? What side of the family did you know?
My parents are here. You want me to pick one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Well, yeah. So I would like to say my dad, but I don't know if my mom would like that, but yes. My dad is a runner, so yes, I would say my dad probably. I got my legs from my dad's side of the family.
Okay, so you like to jump, obviously. You had that spring in your step, as they say,
Yeah,
right?
actually, I didn't start doing the hurdles until I was, I think my last third track meets in high school. And so once I just naturally picked it up, and then from there, I was a hurdler. Hey, if you're a hurdler, you're a hurdler.
There you go. So talk about your dedication. I mean, talk about, typical days. I mean,
On
Chris
the field?
didn't go to class, but
Yeah.
what about
my son is here and my niece. Yes, I went to class. Yes, London, I went to class. I did all my work. Just hard work pays off. You know what I mean? So we worked, we went to school. We did what we needed to do. Then afterwards, you come back and you get on the field and you do your, work hard. And, when it comes time to like showtime, right? When you're out there on the track, you just apply all that knowledge and all that hard work and dedication. So.
You look like the type of athlete that could have been very good at any sport. Did you play other sports?
Yes, I did. I played basketball, and then, like I said, I did track, and so different events in track, yeah.
So what does it mean to you to be in the Javelina Hall of Fame?
Oh my gosh, this is like literally a 180 moment. When I came here with Kenya Johnson, well, she's Kendra Baker now, and we were the Cali girls. And so we came together here from Cal State Stanislaus, so that was, and then and I always envisioned coming back and being here and bringing my family here and bringing my sons and, just kind of showing them the school and to be here now and with this great honor. So I'm so thankful. This is amazing. I don't want to tear up and stuff, but it really is. It's truly amazing. I feel honored.
So of all your accomplishments while you were, here,
yes,
because you've done great things at a lot of different places.
Yes.
What stands out? What really stands out?
Really, it's just the friendship and the bond. I have some of my teammates here. So thankful. One of my biggest memories is when we did the mile relay. We actually set a record that day, and we qualified for nationals. And I remember Mina Kelly. She started off, and she rode the first leg. And I remember Coach saying like, "Oh, we're on track, And so and she rode an awesome leg. And then Kenya Baker, she was next, and then she also did like a great, amazing leg. And we were like on record to go to national time. And so that I was the third leg, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And it's just like all your hard work just for your teammates. We just did this together. So then I ran the leg, and I ran a fast leg, and then Lysandra Ratcliffe, she ran the last leg, and we, so it was just amazing. And then afterwards, I have a picture that I actually have at home, and every time I think about hard work and dedication and, just everything, I just think about that, like just how to persevere under hard times, when times get rough and you feel like you can't do it, and I just look to that picture, and it just kind of exemplifies everything. Yeah.
Yes. Even when it's 150% humidity in South Texas coming from California, what a difference, right?
Yeah, and I remember that was a cold night, and so like right before I was like, I don't want to, take my, get in my track uniform. But then when you see your teammates like give all, like our hard work and dedication, it's like you can't help to do the same. So, yes.
Right. Well, this has been a great night, and we are so glad that you're here and making some more memories here, and you get to take this back with you.
Thank you.
And
can I say one thing?
Yes, you can.
I just want to say thank you to my family and my friends that came out. I appreciate you so much. And then I saw Coach Rayleigh here and Ruben and everybody here at Texas A&M, and just like the committee. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations, Nikisha Moulton, Hall of Famer. Wonderful, congratulations. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Be sure and buy your Yeti cups in the back. Make sure we're going to have a little social afterwards. So good night, everybody. Oh, forgot. We got one more. All right. Johnny Estelle, come on up. All right, Johnny, come on up. Bring it up here. Everybody can look at it. We want to prove to these guys that. All right. Bring up the pictures. Okay, here we go. Very nice. Very nice. Just like you're at home, right? All right, got more photos. Oh, okay. There you, very nice. Johnny, I had the pleasure of when I was in broadcasting, I got to cover you as both as a player and as a coach. And you were outstanding at both. I mean, you were just the epitome of what a ball player is supposed to be like. And then you became that same person, but in a different retrospect as a coach. And I want to congratulate you personally. I watched you play, watched you coach, and you made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. Speechless for the first time in his life, I'm telling you. No, this is a big night. I know. This is special for you, right?
Special wouldn't do it no justice, really. Kingsville, Texas A&M Kingsville came into my life twice when I needed Texas A&M Kingsville. Once as a student athlete, when Coach Bill Carter recruited me here and gave me an opportunity that I would not have had out of junior college to get my education that my parents couldn't afford. It was an opportunity. And then when I left Houston and I needed a job, and Dr. Talent and Dr. Scott Gines gave me an opportunity to come back here and not have a job, but to come back in time and celebrate everybody that have helped me get to that point where I was at Houston. So when people tell me you can never go back in time, I say that's not true. I did it. I was afforded opportunity by the Lord to come back here and celebrate everybody except for these special people that I'm gonna talk about, the Harrises. Everybody remember Ms. Harris, Jack? When you talk about student-athlete experience, people didn't talk like that back when we was going to school here, you know? You didn't talk about that. People just treated you right. And from, as a student-athlete, and to have people supporting you like the Harrises, and just love you and got to know your families and treated you like you was their own from a booster standpoint, that was huge. And we had a lot of them, but they were very special to me. And then when you look at Miss Vivian and Rosie and Mama Hogg, the Golden Girls, I could go back in time and see myself shooting a free throw and looking over and seeing Miss Vivian with her fingers crossed saying, "Put it in there, Johnny." I could see Rosie opening up with JD sitting out there with his situation and Johnny just supporting us. And from that standpoint, when I was able to come back, the one thing that really hurt me that Miss Vivian had already passed. Miss Rosie was here. Mr. Harris, he had passed. Miss Harris was still here. I didn't get to come back and celebrate all of them give them their flowers while they were alive. But the ones that I could, best believe, that's what I did.
You did. I want to recognize your high school coaches here tonight. Dale Snelling.
Yes.
And there he is, wave. Yeah,
stand up, Coach.
What a pivotal moment he played in your life, right? I mean, what an encourager, right?
Let me tell you, I was in the 7th grade, and back in those days, we couldn't play AAU or nothing like that, so you always played with older guys, and Coach was a very passionate coach. He would get you to believe in yourself. And I remember I was in 7th, 8th grade, I looked up and I saw him. That was the first time, Coach, and I was kind of nervous because I wanted to play on the varsity at a young age, and I was afforded that opportunity as a sophomore. But one time we was coming back, and I actually started all 3 years. So I was kind of, immature at that time, joking around a little bit, and he jumped me. He got in the middle of me. And he brought me in the next day, and there was a guy named Arthur Hines that was like one of the best athletes. He played everything. And he set me down, and he looked me straight in the eye. He says, Johnny, he says, you could be better than Arthur. And I didn't think I could be at that time. I was just, he says, you have what it takes to be good. And when he told me that, and I looked in Coach Snelling's eyes, and the way that he embraced me, and his, beautiful wife, Lisa, she was just always so supportive of our team. I really believe I could be good. You think you're good, but you always need somebody to come along, and he was that guy at an early age that told me, Johnny, you could be special. So, Coach, I love you, man. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, and I thank you for your support. You're just
still special.
I told you, encourager. All right, here's a fun fact for you. So the Javelinas men's basketball team's into the Nationals 8 times in Division II basketball. Johnny's been part of 5 of those teams. That's how 4 times as a coach, once as a player. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was some great, it's kind of an amazing stat when you think about it, but if it's because of all the people that I played with. I have my teammates in the back, Michael Webb back there, Dr. Michael Webb. Let me get that right. And Tito Oliveras. They were both freshmen when we came here. That's a tribute to Coach Carter and Coach Patillo. Coach Patillo was my assistant coach. And let me just tell you what kind of guys that Coach Carter and Coach Patillo were. No nonsense, very competitive with each other. But they recruited high character individuals. On our team, Tito has an engineering degree. He's already retired. He's smarter than all of us. Mike has a doctorate degree. Des Stewart has a doctorate degree. We have 3 or 4 other guys with master's degrees. Going to class for us was not a, it was required to be. It was just your existence. But that was because of Bill Carter. Bill Carter was a guy that, when I talk about like how Coach was, he was like that. He was tough, but he loved you. And he was a guy that was high and demanding. But that's why he won here. That's why he's won the only 2 of the only championships here. But to tell you what other things that kind of came with that staff, my grandmother passed away my junior year. Coach Batillo went to the funeral and drove me to the game. And he didn't know my family like that, but that's what kind of people that's who we played for. And Coach, you never knew how much that meant to me. When you really down, you really know what you have. Sometimes let's get him to the game because we need him to play. No, he was there in spirit. He was there for my family. Both of them was. So when you have that kind of leadership, you're gonna play hard. And then when you have guys like those 2 gentlemen in the back and the rest of my teammates that played here, we all came from humble beginnings, from hard-working families, and guys that was highly competitive. We was a brotherhood, and that's how you win championships. So I tried to replicate that in my career as a coach here, and that's where I started with families. We have 2 families here, the Majors family, the Griffiths family here, of guys that I coached in my tenure here, and that's how we was able to get to those 4 championships with having great staffs. Mark Matthews is here. Coach Gonzalez wasn't here. I had great players. DeJuan Wright is here. Troy is here. Jones is here. It wasn't me. I just have benefited from being at the right place at the right time. I'm the biggest winner here with being with those guys.
Well, hard work certainly paid off for Johnny because he was such a great player on both sides of the ball. I mean, you set that record in the Lone Star Conference game, 9 threes, 9 threes in that game. Did you make any other shots? Just curious.
Yeah, I had 31. So
okay.
I had 33.
A couple
so
free throws
layups.
involved there, And you averaged like 3 steals a game on defense.
Yeah,
How in the heck did you have time to do all that?
You have a choice.
That's right.
That's what it was. I mean, that's kind of like a tribute to our system and our style. We averaged about almost 90 points a game, and it fit my skill set. And and our teammates that, the year before, that coach had a tough year. They was 8-19, so he brought 11 guys in. So we all kind of came in, and, right off the bat, we just, he recruited winning programs, and guys had won at the highest level, and we just kind of meshed, and that's how we played. So, I just benefited from being in the right system with the right coaches.
Well, I tell you what, you've been extra special. I mean, throughout your career, not only as a player. Let's talk about the coaching. You took everything. I mean, you died 1,000 deaths during ball games when we watched you. I mean, you'd get so emotional. You'd jump up, you'd run around, you'd hit the table.
Really?
You'd scream, you'd holler. And then when you made a basket, you jump up 10 feet in the air. I mean, it was.
You know why? Because I caught you watching the Cowboy game during our game.
No, it was Cal Allen. It was Cal Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell that story. Yeah. Tell that story.
Yeah.
That is a true story. I watched over. He was looking at the Cal Allen game. I said, "Hey, man,
it was a playoff
we got a game going
Come on,
on,
man.
I don't care about. Hey, you work for us."
Yeah.
One thing about it, Coach Estelle, you got to be all in. Just
Yeah.
it ain't no unwavering commitment, right?
You cannot sit at the scorer's table and.
It's funny. I had 4 guys come to our game about a month ago, 2 months ago. They says, "Coach, we're really concerned. What happened to you?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Man, you look like you're real calm and like kind of what you're saying." I said, "Well, that's what they pay me to do. They pay me to be a little more calmer. I'm the positive guy, and I'm very blessed to be with Coach Hodge and that great staff up there. But I had a different role here, and my role here was to push our vision into a mission. And I know sometimes that it looked a little like I was out of my mind, but I call it passionate commitment.
Yes.
I've always been the type of person, when somebody gives me an opportunity, I'm gonna give you everything I got. And it may come out, it looks crazy, but what I'm doing, I'm trying to make sure that I make you happy.
Johnny never met a TV camera he didn't like, because he would call me, "Hey, Alan, you need to come out, need to cover practice. You were doing great things." And this guy was a media promotion machine. And I appreciated that.
Well, I mean, I'm pushing the Javelina brand every day.
Yeah.
I'm still pushing the Javelina brand. I will always push the Javelina brand. I'm a product of this institution. I'm an ambassador of this institution. Our story is worth telling like anybody else. And if people at Texas feel like that about their school, we should feel that way about our school. And if you don't like it, you can hit the bricks. And that's the way I always work. Because, I mean, Al, you got to understand, when I went to school here and I'm looking back and I see there's Ike Washington out there, there's Michael Robbins out there, there's Remy Yusuf, but the guys that played before me, James Jefferson and all these guys, Mr. Lewis, I didn't know him, I'm going to get to know him. But, man, when you step foot on this campus, you had to have a certain look about you. You had to have a winning pedigree about you to exist. There was no, it's okay if you lose. Like the question you asked Chris, he's serious. He can't understand, like, what do you mean lose? Like, I don't understand. And that was the mentality. So, to be honest, when I came back, our pride had took a real hit, man. And we had a lot because, Dr. Talon and, Mr. Guys had inherited a deficit, and we were hurting for money. So Coach Peterson, who I owe a lot to because Coach Peterson kept me after Coach Carter left, he inherited a lot of those financial problems that I had to work through my first couple of years. So, that's kind of that's who we are here. Our pride, I put us up against anybody. I don't care who it is.
This was obviously this is a very special night because you had to find a way to get here. Now, you're in the middle of your basketball season right now. You have a game tomorrow?
No, Sunday.
Sunday, okay. Lord's Day? You really going to play on Lord's Day? Come on, man. Okay. No, I got it. It's television. It's all about the television revenue.
TV.
Yeah, that's what it is. But this is a big deal. You had to make this happen tonight to get here, didn't you? Because you had practice, today?
Yeah.
And you left after practice and flew down?
Yeah, we practiced. We had to meet as a staff. It is my scout. So if we lose, don't hold this against me, Coach. But no, I had to get all that prepared. Got to the airport, left at 2, got here at 4. My wife picked me up, went home, went to my mother-in-law's house, got changed, came over here. I will leave at 4:30 in the morning, headed back. We practice in the morning. We charter out to Florida to play South Florida on Sunday. But I would not have missed this for nothing in the world.
Well, we're so glad you're here. I want to finish this off by talking about how Jesus Christ makes a difference in your life.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, let's start off with the man that, from a professional standpoint, like, I talked about Coach Snelling. I even talked about how much my father and my mother mean. They're just, but besides my mother and father, the most impactful man that has touched me after leaving here is no other than Louis Orr. Louis Orr, when I worked with him at Navarro, was a very intense coach, but was a very, wasn't afraid to share his faith. He touched me in a way to coach kids without having to use foul language. He taught to me how to treat your wife and your children through this experience and make them a part of, the family. I can't tell you how much this gentleman means to me. That most people are afraid to profess you can't talk about that. If I get fired for that, then I just change professions. But because of that gentleman right there, Louis Orr, I'm a saved man. I'm on the straight and narrow where I think I've always kind of been, but he kept me there. And it's infiltrated into my family. And I can't thank you enough, Coach, for being here and being the perfect example of what a godly man should be. And if more people had a mentor like you, this profession in this world would be a lot different.
Amen. I'm going to let you close by talking about what being in the Hall of Fame means to you, the Javelina Hall of Fame.
Well, wow. I mean, that's a loaded question. I can go on, but I ain't going to go on.
What time's your flight?
It's just to me, it's gratifying because it's a lot of people that it's a village raised me. This village in here, Miss Jefferson, Miss Clarice, people like that came into my life that touched me and treated me like they son, man. You know, it's far from Waco. You know, I mean, it's 5 or 6 hours. But when you came to campus and you saw, I met Miss Clarice Williams, and she was compliance director at that time. She gave me hope. And then when I had Miss Jefferson keeping us safe, and I would see Miss Jefferson patrolling, and Miss Jefferson would just kind of put their arm around you and treat you like your own. Those people, man, I can't disappoint those people. But then when I had Coach Carter and I had all these other lovely people I'm talking about that came, Ruben Cantu, man. Ruben Cantu.
In a tie tonight.
In a tie,
look at
man.
That. That's big.
Nobody knows how much this guy does. Nobody has an idea what Ruben Cantu has done for this institution. Ruben is I'm just telling you, this guy, where you? Right there. That gentleman right there is unbelievable when it comes to like loyalty to this place. And the way he took care of us as a trainer and things like that, that's how we won. And then you get to Cusack. Now, Cusack literally bought his way into the Hall of Fame. Cusack is the only guy that would donate 1,000 and we would spend 1,500 on him. 500 in meals, and then Miss Mary didn't know what he was eating half the time. Then he would go to the doctor, and then he would say, hey, you know, my sugar is up. Yeah, you had like 2 malts, a banana split. But no, and I think about my other 2 staff members, Coach Burris, Coach Belamontes. You know, we had probably the most experienced staff in the country. But, you know, Coach Burris was, you know, when I was a student teacher at Bishop, he took care of me. So when I came back here, I brought him back. And then Coach Belamontes was my volunteer coach, so I brought him back. So to be honest with you, man, we're all going in here together, honestly. That's what we're doing. My teammates, all the kids I coached, everybody in here, every president that I you know, Dr. Talent, you know, that hired me, Scott Gines that, you know, hired me, Steve Roach, who kept me, Dr. Vela, Dr. Hussey, Dr. Hallmark, everybody that contributed to our program, we're going in here together. That's what we're doing. And this family of mine, oh my Lord. Look at that lady right there.
Growing up?
That lady, no, not her, her. She does look like her sister, don't she?
Certainly does.
That's how I got the job with Coach Jordan when he met my wife. He said, oh man, you can recruit, look at her. But I always tell this story. I say, you know, this school has given me so much, and I'm about to close this thing out, but, you know, but giving me my wife is probably the biggest gift. My degrees, yeah, they matter, because I can't, you know, they do matter. But my wife has impacted me in so many different ways. She's given me 3 beautiful children. She stands by me. It's hard being a coach's wife, man. And I asked her a question one time. I said, what's hard? Was it harder cheering for me when I played or when I coached? She said, harder when you coach. Why? Because, you know, you got to keep your job. You know, I really, you know. I said, you know, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But no, my family, my mother-in-law, she's so supportive. You know, my mother couldn't be here today, and she does a great job of, you know, stepping in for her. But I want to say this before I go. My inspiration and motivation in life, everybody knows my relationship with God and my family. Everybody knows my children here. I have two of my daughters have graduated from here with degrees, so I put my money where my mouth is. They graduated, they're Javelinas. Y'all know my youngest son. But the guy, I don't want to make him feel like he's my number one, but my biggest inspiration and motivation, because he was here before all this, was my son, Javon. I became a father at a young age at 19, you know, and I wasn't a victim. That was a blessing in a way. And when you're a young father, it's tough. And the sacrifices that we both had to make just for me to graduate, I can't thank him enough and his family, because I couldn't have done it no other way. So, son, I just want to tell you, man, I love you, man, because a lot of the times when we were celebrating and doing these things, man, I know you couldn't be here, but you was always with us. And for you to be here tonight, because you was here before all of it, it means the world to me, and I love you. Now, my next point, time, and I'm almost done, time. You don't get more of it, you only get less of it. Invest it wisely. Invest your time into your relationship with God and your family, and invest your time for you guys that are here back into this institution. This institution needs you. I've left, I came back, and I've left again. This school needs you. I'm serious, this school needs you. We need you. And the best thing you could do is come back here and give your time to the kids that are here and the people that need you. So use your time in a wise manner. Help Dr. Vela. Help Mike Salinas. Help everybody here. Come back. Tell your family about it. Help Mayor Fugate. He needs help. We all need to work together. So spend your time in that area. And then love each other, man. Keep loving each other. I know that we live in a world full of hate and they're trying to divide us. That's the one thing that drew me to Kingsville. A lot of people didn't know this. My father used to come here down in Robstown from Waco, Texas, when he was 12 in the 50s, in the 60s, and pick cotton. He was the third oldest of 10. He grew up in a tough time during segregation, but when I told him about Texas A&M Kingsville and A&I, what he remembered was his time here picking cotton, how everyone treated everyone so much better than they did in Waco. Now, I had no idea I was going to come here and go to school. But when I told my dad that they were recruiting me, he said, there were some good people there. That's why I want you to go to school at. So don't think that you not taking care of each other is not going to help somebody else and pay the blessing forward. And I want you to know, Maya Angelou said, you have no idea what your legacy will be because your legacy is every life because your legacy is every life you touch. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. So, Mr. Hughes, when my mother and father beelined over there at graduation to thank you for helping their son graduate, they never forgot how you made them feel. Mr. Fugate, when you helped our team, I ain't gonna say how, but I never forgot that. Reuben Cantu, when you helped us every day, I never forgot that. When you helped us, Coach Cusack, I never forgot that. Dr. Hussey, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Dr. Vela, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Steve Roach, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Dr. Gines, Dr. Talent, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Coach Patillo, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Coach Bill Carter, when you helped us, I never forgot that. My teammates, when you helped everybody, I never forgot that. Mike Escalante, when you helped us, I never forgot that. Michael Robbins, Ike Washington, the Collins, James Jefferson, I can just name all you in here. I never will forget Mike Salinas, Hensley, all you guys, what you've done for me. But more importantly, what you've done for Texas A&M University-Kingsville. Once a Javelina, always a Javelina.
Johnny, I hope you find a good spot to put this in. I know you got a lot of places you could put it, but I know it'll be displayed prominently wherever it goes. Congratulations. We love you. We love you, brother. Thank you. Well-deserved honor. That's a great way to end our induction class of 2024. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Vela to come up. He's going to have some closing remarks. And I know that you totally agree, sir, that it's been a very special night. Just when you think it can't get any better, it always finds a way, doesn't it?
It does. Let's give it up for our honorees. You know, I've been here 2.5 years, and I'm a 3-time alum, and this place is special. But what was shared tonight is at another level. It's at another level. And we have been pursuing to get back to what these champions, these Hall of Famers have given this university. They have put this university on the map, and we continue to chase what they set. They set the bar very, very high. And it's actually beyond the accolades. It's actually beyond the records and the gold medals. It's your heart. It's your ability to give back through words, through actions, through behaviors. That we want every one of our Javelina graduates and future graduates to do. This year we're celebrating 100 years of existence. 100 years of talent. This university was here before any other university in South Texas. This university believed in our backyard, believed in South Texas before anybody else did. And you have just witnessed with these testimonials why we exist and why the Javelina pride is alive and well. It's special. It's different. It's something that you feel. There's an energy even coming in. Did you guys feel the same energy coming into this place? The pride, the love, the sense of family. It's special. This place is very special. And I want to thank these inductees for helping us keep our eye on the ball. We've got big shoes to fill. We need more, especially student athletes. We need more scholars to think like you think. That is going to separate us from any other university. And I can't thank each of you enough for supporting these amazing, talented, giving individuals. I want to thank Steve Roach. I want to thank Mike Salinas. Because when I got here, Steve was already on that journey. And then Mike has come in to ensure that every student athlete that comes to our university is exactly the way we want our students, athletes represented. And that bar is high. It's extremely high because it's beyond the playing field. It's in your profession. It's how you treat your family. It's how you honor the loved ones that are here supporting you. That's the essence of joy and happiness for everyone, is never forgetting what this place did. And thank you all for reminding us why we need to continue to drive our mission home and continue to inspire our youth to say, I've got something special to give back. And it starts right here at A&M Kingsville. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Vela. I know we all echo those same words, and what great tradition we have here. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this portion of our 2024 induction ceremony. We have this room until 11 o'clock tonight, so if you want to stick around, socialize, the bar will be open. Stick around and enjoy. Thank you so much, everybody.